Hello learners, welcome back to the course on AI in Human Resource Management. As part of the second module, we will discuss today the adoption of AI in administrative tasks. We'll look into the automation possibilities there, look into the recruitment and talent acquisition, how AI is going to enable those critical functions of human resource management. I am Dr. Abraham Sirlaisak. I'm an assistant professor at the School of Business, Indian Institute of Technology, Guwahati. Now, in the previous session, we have looked into how AI is going to facilitate the decision-making process as part of the human resource management. When you look into the automation possibilities, specifically how AI would be helpful in administrative tasks, we have to understand the different aspects of administrative tasks and what are the different or what are the additions or what are the supplements that AI can actually bring in. Let's look into that in greater detail. When you look into the administrative task automation, please understand it refers to the use of technology and software tools to streamline and automate the routine administrative task in an organization. So when you look into any particular automating or automation possibilities, this administrative task automation can include something as simple as, let's say, email autoresponders. Email autoresponders, or even to something as complex as enterprise systems managing the entire workflows generally. So when you are looking into the administrative task automation, essentially you have to understand these are the possible tasks. Very quickly, data entry is all about automating the input of data into databases and spreadsheets to minimize the human error and save time. Scheduling could be with respect to using tools to automatically schedule meetings and appointments, often with calendar integrations. Document management, automatically creating, storing and retrieving documents, which can include contract generation and file organization. With respect to email management, it could be automating responses, sorting and categorizing emails to improve the communication efficiency. With respect to reporting, it could be something like generating reports and dashboards automatically by pulling data from various sources. With respect to invoice processing, streamlining the invoicing process could be including something like generating, sending and tracking the invoices. And a reminder and follow-ups, as I already mentioned, when in terms of communication, it is more usual, it's more crucial that you have setting up automated reminders for important tasks or follow-ups. You have some possibility of online form management also, using online forms to capture information and automatically process it into database or spreadsheet. So you see a range of tasks, right from data entry to online form management, as I mentioned. So this is having immense possibility. A lot of aspects could be covered when you are looking into administrative task automation in general. When you're looking into this administrative task automation, you have to understand what are the tools, AI tools used for automation, and this would be the focus of this particular session. So when you look into AI, various tools are employed for administrative task automation, and this generally includes mainly with different categories we can see, because there are many. Tools like JotForm or CFlow can help create automated workflows for various administrative functions. So workflow automation is significantly addressed with JotForm or CFlow. Then there is this possibility of intelligent document processing, we call as IDP. So softwares that use AI technologies like optical character recognitions, OCR, to automate data extraction from documents. Then there are some CRM systems like those systems which automate customer data management and streamline the communication process, or other tools like RPA. RPA would be robotic process automation. There could be chatbots, which we have seen, and we'll discuss that in greater detail in the coming modules. There could be virtual assistants. So some of the examples could be UiPath, Automation Anywhere, Microsoft Power Automate. So these are some of the critical, aspects or tools for automation. Now let's look into AI for scheduling and calendar management. AI powered scheduling tools are revolutionizing how individuals and organizations manage their calendars, their appointments, etc. So these tools leverage artificial intelligence to automate scheduling tasks. They improve the time management and, of course, enhance the productivity. Now, when you're looking into the scheduling and calendar management, some of the key features of AI scheduling tools would be, I'll go one by one. Automated meeting schedule. AI scheduling assistants can automatically find suitable times for meetings by analyzing the participants' calendars. So they eliminate the back and forth of email, communication, lot of chains of emails by suggesting available time slots that work for everyone involved. Another significant aspect could be the time zone management. When you're looking into many AI scheduling tools, they automatically adjust meeting times according to participants' time zones, preventing any confusion and ensuring that all parties are on the same page regarding the meeting time. This is very significant because you, as an organizing party of any particular meeting, or you as an organizer in general, you would have faced this difficulty. What time zone should I follow? I schedule a time, let's say 10 a.m., maybe some particular date on that we have a meeting, but then 10 a.m. is for whom? What is the time zone you are following? What about others? So generally, as being an HR ambassador, on a personal note, I see that many a time HR ambassadors schedule meetings in two actual slots, so that both the time zones or all the time zones can effectively attend it. So at some point it will be a day slot, some point it will be night slot. So it eventually matters, or eventually boils down to the fact that your inclusion is essentially guaranteed with respect to this time zone management. When you're looking into rescheduling, there is this possibility of intelligent rescheduling. If a conflict arises or a participant needs to reschedule, AI tools can automatically propose new times based on everyone's availability, minimizing the disruptions. Another significant aspect is the integration with other tools. Most AI scheduling assistants integrate seamlessly with popular calendar applications. It could be Outlook, could be Google Calendar, and even the communication platforms like Slack, allowing for streamlined workflows. Another significant aspect again would be the NLP, natural language processing. Some tools utilize this NLP to understand scheduling requests made in plain language. So users can simply type commands like schedule a meeting with Abraham next week, and the tool will interpret and execute the particular request. Another significant aspect could be the task and habit management. Advanced AI schedulers can help manage tasks and habits by prioritizing them within the particular calendar, ensuring that important tasks are allocated appropriate time slots. So these are some of the typical aspects with respect to scheduling and calendar management. What are the benefits of AI scheduling tool? Obviously, the first and the foremost one would be the time savings. By automating the scheduled tasks, you understand that these tools have significant time for users, allowing them to focus on more strategic activities rather than mere administrative mundane activities. Another could be the reduced stress. Now, many a time we do not address this, but it's a fact that AI tools minimize the stress associated with manual scheduling, eliminating the frustration of coordinating multiple calendars, multiple time zones, etc. Another significant aspect obviously would be the increase in productivity. When you are looking into the time spent, with less time spent on scheduling, employees can dedicate more time to their core responsibilities, leading to improved overall productivity. Another significant aspect could be error reduction. Automated systems reduce the likelihood of human errors, such as double booking or, let's say, miscommunication regarding the meeting times, etc. Another significant benefit would be enhanced collaboration, needless to say, by simplifying the process of finding common meeting times. AI scheduling tools foster better collaboration among the team members and stakeholders. So, we see that there are critical benefits associated with AI scheduling tools. Now, let's look into some of the popular AI scheduling assistants that are available. We have the first one, Motion. Again, not in a significance chronology, but more with respect to the understanding. When you look into the Motion aspect or the tool, it focuses on organizing tasks, it focuses on project and meetings. So, it allows users to prioritize tasks with deadlines. It provides insights into the task completion status. So, this is what Motion does. Then you have Clockwise. Clockwise optimizes calendars for focus time. It moves meeting around to create uninterrupted work blocks. It integrates with Slack. We have discussed about Slack. So, integrates with Slack for seamless communication. Another significant tool would be a popular AI scheduling assistant would be Reclaim AI. It prioritizes tasks while managing personal habits, automatically adjusting the schedules based on the user preference. So, ultimately, the Reclaim AI offers habit-based scheduling features. Another significant assistant is Chronologic. Chronologic is tailored for sales teams to streamline interaction with the leads. So, it automates scheduling immediately after lead forms are submitted. So, typically this Chronologic, if you ask me, uses NLP for easy rescheduling request. Another significant scheduling assistance is the Scheduler AI. Scheduler AI is interesting because again it uses NLP to schedule meetings based on simple commands. So, suggests some of the optimal meeting time, it suggests the typical time frame based on the participant availability. So, when you look into Scheduler AI, it handles automated rescheduling efficiently. Another significant AI scheduling assistant is Trevor. Provides intelligent time blocking solutions. Trevor visualizes daily tasks and generates reports for tracking progress. So, ultimately, this assistant helps users manage daily meetings effectively. And finally, if you would have heard about Calendly, a widely used tool for booking appointments effortlessly, it syncs with multiple calendars to prevent double booking, and that is the beauty of Calendly. It offers customizable event types and settings to a great extent. Now, let's look into the future trends in AI driven administrative automation. When you look into the future trends, you have to understand that AI driven administrative automation is transforming how organizations operate by streamlining process, enhancing efficiency and enabling data driven decision making. So, as technology continues to evolve, several key trends are emerging that will shape the future of administrative automation. So, some of the critical aspects I can discuss here would be, one is this hyper automation. Hyper automation is the combination of AI, it is a combination of AI, robotic process automation, RPA, and machine learning to automate end-to-end process with minimal human intervention. So, this trend will lead to comprehensive automation across various administrative functions, allowing organizations to achieve greater efficiency and possible scalability with their operations. The second important trend could be with respect to the AI augmented decision making. So, AI will increasingly assist in strategic decision making by providing real time data analysis and actionable insights. So, this capability will enable business leaders to make informed choices very quickly, enhancing responsiveness to changing market conditions and operational needs. Another future trend could be increased personalization. When you're looking into AI technologies as they advance, administrative tools will become more personalized, tailoring workflows and communications to individual user preferences. So, this particular personalization, what we're talking about, will improve user experience and engagement, making the administrative process more intuitive, more efficient. Another significant trend could be the predictive analytics. The integration of predictive analytics, if you ask me, into this administrative automation will allow organizations to anticipate the challenges and opportunities before they arise, and that's the significance of that. So, by analyzing the historical data, AI systems can forecast the trends, they can enable proactive management and strategic planning. And finally, you have enhanced workflow management. AI driven tools will inevitably improve the workflow management by automating task assignments, tracking project progress and even predicting the bottlenecks. So, this capability will lead to smarter workflows that adapt dynamically to changes in demand and operational requirements. Now, when you look into the other future trends in AI-driven administrative automation, you have the real-time data processing. You will significantly thank AI for being real-time because the future of administrative automation will see a shift towards this, enabling organizations to make decisions based on the most current information available. So, this capability effectively is vital for industries that require immediate responses, be it as an example finance or logistics, which needs real-time data sharing, which needs real-time information, real-time decision. So, all those industries, all those sectors would certainly see a large impact of AI-driven administrative automation in its day-to-day tasks. When we look into other significant trends, you have the integration of IoT with administrative automation. And when you ask me what is that, the Internet of Things, IoT, will play a significant role in enhancing administrative automation by providing real-time data, as I mentioned, from connected devices. So, this particular integration will allow organizations to optimize resources, the allocation of those resources, and to a great extent improve the operational efficiency through better data insights. Then we have focus on employee empowerment to be a future trend. Rather than simply replacing the human workers, AI driven automation will empower employees by freeing them from the mundane tasks. So, this certainly allows them to focus on what I previously mentioned as higher value activities or strategic activities that require creativity, that requires critical thinking. So, this particular shift will lead to increased job satisfaction and productivity. Then we have ethical consideration in automation that is going to emerge as another future trend. When you talk about AI becoming more integrated into administrative processes, ethical considerations surrounding data privacy, bias, or even transparency will gain prominence. So, organizations will need to establish guidelines and governance frameworks to ensure responsible AI usage in their typical operations. Then you have cross-industry applications. It could be that the principles of AI-driven administrative automation will increasingly be of the cross-industry nature. So, allowing insights and best practices from one sector to inform another. Let's take an example. Techniques used in customer service automation can be adapted for use in supply chain management or even what we discuss now in human resource management. So, what we can conclude from the future trends in AI driven administrative automation is that the future of AI driven administrative automation undoubtedly promises significant advancements that will reshape how organizations operate. By embracing these trends such as say hyperautomation or AI augmented decision making or real-time data processing, predictive analytics, businesses can typically enhance the efficiency, it can improve the decision making capabilities and empower the workforce. So, it is vital to actually typically do this certainly, and also would be critical. Now let's look into what is the significance of AI in recruitment. We had touched upon this in the previous module. We'll look into this in greater detail now. So when you're looking into AI in recruitment, it refers to the application of the entire principles or aspects of artificial intelligence technologies to streamline and enhance various aspects of the hiring process. So it could involve, innovative approach that leverages something like data analysis or machine learning or automation to improve efficiency. It could certainly reduce bias. It could enhance overall candidates' experience. So let's look into that in greater detail. Let's understand this from a functional point of view. Key functions of AI in recruitment. The first and the foremost one would be candidate sourcing. Now, AI tools can analyze vast data sets from online profiles, resumes, and job postings to identify potential candidates more quickly. So these tools can also, reach, let's say, passive candidates, not only the targeted ones, but also the passive candidates. Those are not actively seeking new jobs, but they are open to opportunities. So this can certainly expand the talent pool significantly. Another significant aspect would be resume screening and parsing. AI-powered systems automate the tedious task of reviewing resume by using the NLP to extract relevant information such as skills, experience, and education. So this allows recruiters to quickly identify the most suitable candidates. That significantly reduces the time spent on things like manual screening, etc. Another significant initiative in the domain of recruitment could be enhanced candidate matching, and AI improves candidate matching to a great extent because it improves the accuracy of candidate job matching through sophisticated algorithms that analyze various data points including skills, experience, and cultural fit. So this precision reduces mismatches and leads to more successful hires, ultimately lowering the turnout rates. Ultimately lowering turnover rates. Another significant aspect could be automating the routine tasks. So AI can handle administrative duties like say scheduling interviews, sending follow-up emails, and managing candidate communications in general. So by automating these repetitive tasks, recruiters can focus on high value activities, as I already mentioned, and even networking opportunities. Other significant function would be predictive analytics. AI can utilize the historical data to forecast the candidate's success and even to a certain extent the cultural fit within an organization, whether he or she is the right fit or what are the different constraints he or she is facing or might face if selected or promoted to a better or a different role. Another significant aspect could be the bias reduction. When you talk about, in fact, I would term it as one of the most significant advantages of AI in specific to recruitment would be its potential to minimize the unconscious bias otherwise human beings have. So by focusing on predetermined skills and qualifications rather than mere demographic factors like, let's say, gender, age, race, etc., AI tools can foster a more equitable hiring process. And candidate experience enhancement is also a significant factor if you ask me. AI enhances the experience part, the candidate experience, by providing timely updates and communication throughout the hiring process. So chatbots can engage with candidates in real time, answering questions and guiding them through the application procedures. Now let's look into the typical benefits of using AI in recruitment. We have seen the different functions. Let's now look into the benefits of using AI in recruitment. The first and the foremost one would be definitely increased efficiency. Automating routine tasks speeds up the hiring process. There is no denying the fact, allowing organizations to fill positions more quickly. Another significant aspect could be the cost saving, reducing the manual labor associated with recruitment tasks can significantly, reduce the cost. Again, scalability, which we have seen with respect to other factors, is also applicable here. AI tools can effectively manage larger volumes of applications. So it makes it easier for companies to scale their recruitment efforts, and even it improves the quality of hires. By using data driven insights for decision making, organizations can achieve better matches between candidates and the roles. Now let's look into some of the AI tools that are used in recruitment. The first one would be Curios Iris, which typically automates sourcing, shortlisting, and outreach to candidates under 24 seconds. And that's the highlight of that. It generates customized job descriptions and sends personalized messages. So if you ask me, the key features of the particular tool would be ATS, Applicant Tracking System, multilingual capabilities, and access to multiple job boards, and even AI video interviews. So basically it is a host of activities that Curios is going to facilitate, right from ATS to multiple lingual capabilities to AI video interviews to multiple job boards. So a big range of possibilities the tool is bringing. Another significant tool is Manatal. Manatal, actually the functionality is all about, it streamlines the hiring process by automating repetitive tasks and providing the candidate recommendations. So basically you see that this tool customizes recruitment pipeline altogether. It looks into the social media profile, the enrichment of that, job postings across various platforms. So all these aspects are taken care of. LinkedIn Recruiter is again another popular tool with respect to recruitment. It allows recruiters to sift through, let's say, over 400 million profiles. I'm just giving a typical number, and targeted qualified applicants with tailored job openings. So what we understand, like Talent Hub ATS integration is there, or candidate pipeline creation is there, or market data reporting, all these possibilities are embedded within the LinkedIn Recruiter. Then you have Holly. Holly analyzes job descriptions to find ideal candidates and books interviews. So we see cross-country candidate matching as a possibility here. We see the help in interview scheduling. We see the help of Holly in communication automation. Again, another significant tool is Fetcher.ai. Now, Fetcher.ai automates candidate sourcing and outreach using ML algorithms. So we see that it combines the human intuition with AI precision for efficient recruitment process. So when you look into these tools, we typically see an increase or boost in efficiency and a boost in accuracy also. Other significant tools are chatbots. The functionality essentially would be that it engages with candidates, it answers questions and conducts preliminary interviews. The key features of chatbots is all about scheduling interviews. It is all about managing candidate communications, providing timely updates. Another popular one, if I think most of you would have heard, would be Phenom. Phenom is quite popular these days because it has a range of functionality. Again, it enhances the hiring process with features like AI discovery for candidate sourcing and personalized job recommendations. So we look into Phenom, we see that the key features include intelligent talent experience platform that automates sourcing, that automates screening, and even scheduling. So it does a lot of work, it integrates a lot of work. ICIMS Talent Cloud, an example could be. Then we have the Pymetrics. Pymetrics is interesting because it uses gamified assessments to evaluate cognitive and emotional traits of candidates. It focuses on potential rather than past experience while ensuring ethical hiring practice, and this is a welcoming sign, especially with respect to recruitment. Then you have the ICIMS Talent Cloud, which is all about deploying an AI engine for candidate matching and opportunity recommendation. So we see that the key features include conversational AI bot for FAQs and interview scheduling in multiple language. Then you must have heard of this Aria by Leo Foods. This is also a similar tool which typically provides a consolidated dashboard, for candidate communication across various channels. So it does intelligent matching and ranking of candidates based on job requirements. So what I can conclude here is that AI tools, we have seen many of them, they are transforming the recruitment landscape. So by automating the process, enhancing the decision making capabilities altogether, and improving the overall candidate experience. So by leveraging these technologies, organizations can streamline their hiring efforts while ensuring a more equitable selection process. Now let's look into the challenges of implementing AI in recruitment. The first and the foremost one, there is no doubt about it, the people will be more concerned about is the data privacy concerns. You talk about data privacy, handling sensitive candidate information certainly requires strict adherence to data protection regulation. You also have concerns with respect to the quality of data. This is also a significant concern because the effectiveness of AI system categorically depends on the quality of data used for training algorithms. So, poor quality data can definitely lead to inaccurate outcomes. Please note that. Another significant aspect which we have touched upon in the previous domains again would be resistance to change. Employees may be hesitant to adopt new technologies, or they certainly fear that automation will replace their jobs. And then there are some ethical considerations also. Ensuring that AI systems do not perpetuate existing biases or discrimination is vital for maintaining fairness in hiring practices. Now let's look into the future trends in AI-driven recruitment. The landscape of recruitment, as you have already seen, is evolving like anything. There are advancements in technologies in all dimensions of AI. So the first and the foremost trend I see is the synergy between recruiters and AI. The landscape, as I mentioned, will not replace the human recruiters. I don't believe that. AI will augment their capabilities by handling administrative tasks and providing valuable insights that empower recruiters to focus on building a relationship with candidates. So this synergy between human expertise and AI efficiency will define the future of recruitment. Another significant aspect would be gamification and the VR, virtual reality in assessments. Gamification is coming up big time, and along with this VR technology, it is emerging as innovative tool for candidate assessment. So these approaches certainly provide immersive experiences that allow recruiters to evaluate candidates' skills and suitability for roles in engaging ways, although their effectiveness may still be a point to consider. Now, we also see that there are some AI-powered candidate screening possibilities, but in future that would be the way to go ahead because the volume of work involved in that is very high. And as and when the volume of work is high, we see that technology or AI comes for assistance. So AI will continue to play a vital role in automating candidate screening process. So by utilizing the NLP and machine learning algorithms, AI can quickly analyze large chunks of resumes, applications to identify the most qualified candidates based on the predefined criteria. So this not only speeds up the hiring process but also ensures a more objective evaluation of candidates, reducing the human bias in the decision making process. Another significant trend would be the chatbots, which we have seen it is also going to evolve over time. The use of AI-driven chatbots will significantly increase, especially in recruitment, handling initial interaction with the candidates. So these chatbots, they can answer, if you ask me, some common questions. They can provide information about job openings. They can even conduct some preliminary interviews or screening by asking predefined questions. So this typical automation enhances the candidate experience by providing instant responses and freeing up the recruiters to focus on more strategic tasks or strategic activities. Another significant aspect could be predictive analytics. that would be used for better hiring decisions. So we'll see that predictive analytics will gain traction as organizations start leveraging the historical data to forecast candidate success and turnover rate. So by analyzing the past performance metrics and other relevant factors, AI can typically help recruiters make informed decisions about which candidates are likely to succeed in specific roles, thereby improving the quality of the hire. We also have some automated interview scheduling possibilities, and this is through AI tools that will simplify the logistics of interview scheduling by automatically coordinating between the candidates and the hiring team. So this intelligent system can analyze the calendars, they can propose suitable times and manage rescheduling, which will streamline the process and enhance the overall candidate experience. So when you talk about the future trend, we have to also link it with the possibility of blockchain technology. So the adoption of blockchain technology in recruitment is expected to grow, offering a secure and decentralized way to verify the candidate's credentials and work history. So this technology reduces the risk of CV fraud and streamlines the verification process, giving employers confidence in the authenticity of candidates' information. Now let's look into another significant function, which is talent acquisition and adoption of AI in talent acquisition. When you look into the AI or the adoption of AI in talent acquisition, it is inevitably transforming the recruitment process by enhancing what we have already seen, the efficiency part, reducing bias and improving the candidate experience. So the adoption of AI in talent acquisition can lead to more efficient, data-driven and unbiased hiring process. So as technology, continues to evolve, organizations that embrace AI thoughtfully will likely gain a competitive edge in attracting and retaining top talent. Now let's look into AI in sourcing talent. AI in sourcing talent refers to the use of AI algorithms, AI technologies to enhance and automate the process of identifying and engaging potential candidates for job openings. So this particular approach or this transformative approach actually streamlines the recruitment efforts. It certainly improves the candidate quality altogether and increases the efficiency in the hiring process. So some aspects like use of AI algorithms to identify and reach out to passive candidates, or AI tools for targeted job advertisements and social media analysis, or sourcing platforms. All these could be some of the critical aspects. Then we take some examples to make you understand that what could be the different aspects. As I mentioned in the initial classes itself, it is difficult to go through every single tool. There are certain logistic restrictions, and also there are certain problems associated with respect to the paid version. So basically we'll try to give you a glimpse of what is there in the industry in today's world. So we'll take some examples, take some excerpts of the videos or some of the pictures which we have already looked into. So the first one would be example of talent sourcing would be Phenom. It offers an intelligent talent experience platform, as I've already mentioned, that automates sourcing through features like AI discovery for optimum candidate identifications. Let's say for companies that need to continuously fill a high amount of, let's say, hourly and frontline roles, talent shortages, long hiring processes, and even lean talent acquisition resources are putting hiring targets at risk with a ripple effect across your entire business. You may need to hire 100 or even 1,000 new associates and staff to meet seasonal and retail demands. So this could be a critical aspect when the number is increasing to a great extent. So if you need to source, screen, interview and let's say hire talent in as little as a few days or a week, or let's say to high volume hiring makes your teams up to 90% more efficient with seamless workflows powered by AI and automation fast track that actually helps you to do the task in a greater and easier way. When you look into this particular slide, you can see that talent acquisition team can reduce the time they are spending on the administrative tasks. So you'll see that a lot of these administrative tasks are done effectively in a very quick manner. You also see that to focus more time on the proper people part of the job, ensuring you are hiring for quality as well as quantity for this. So you see that possibility of frontline and hourly roles. You can take candidates from hello to hire in as little as, let's say, 3 minutes. So this is something which helps you to actually go across and complete the task in a much more efficient way. You will see that these are some of the dashboards that are open in front of you that will give you the power of automation in terms of workflow. Hiring managers drastically, it certainly reduces the time. It enhances the talent experience by automating tedious tasks like, let's say, candidate sourcing and screening and scheduling, etc. So this is a way of how Phenom works. Mainly, you have auto scheduling, you have pre-built automation, you have onboarding for serial drivers, you have location-based application distribution for stores. So a lot of such possibilities are there within the particular stream of things. When you look into candidates that find jobs and apply without leaving the chatbot, you can see that there are certain conditions you give. Conversations going on 24/7 that guide candidates through relevant job postings based on their preferred type and location, pre-screen for your required qualifications and move them onto the next hiring stage, all in a single chat discussion. So when you look into this efficiency part, inline assessments have 20% higher completion rate, and that's what makes it more efficient and more prudent in actually using it. So this strikes a balance between quantity and quality in the higher volume hiring process with customizable pre-hire assessments that quickly determine capabilities and job fit to a certain extent. Now, when you see qualified candidates with speed and confidence streamline the screen process, it saves time for the managers, for hiring managers and recruiters, and certainly there is an interface which gives you a introduction to deliver your or give your first impression for candidates via video, audio and text use, AI powered interviews, which again is constantly in use these days. So this is again a typical way to show you that these are certainly there. What is your expected salary range, or what are the different schedule flexible enough or possibilities of that if the company needs to give you some sort of flexibility. So all these possibilities are directly checked in, and then you have an option to make a first hand impression also with the interview possibility. Again, you have automatically possibility of scheduling interviews based on the screening responses. So scheduling to automate time consuming recruiter and hiring manager meeting coordination, sync with your calendars and conferencing tools, and automatically schedule, reschedule and confirm interviews with those seekers, job seekers. That would be the way to integrate and connect with the people out there. Again, you see that hiring managers can act on candidates quicker from their office or even mobile devices. The interfaces are plenty that will give them the flexibility to work in a similar way altogether. So this can also have some evaluation form, like hiring managers can get the feedback, video assessments and collaborate on team feedback even if they are remote or on site. So these are some of the possibilities. Again, you look into the engagement part. It can easily engage candidates across channels. You see that the possibility of engagement is more because the candidate is real-time available and is using email, SMS, WhatsApp and other popular messaging tools to communicate with candidates and the hiring manager. The communication is both ways. Many messages can go quickly, promote open roles, upcoming events can be there, different notifications can come up. So all of these things happen in a very short span of time. So basically you see that when you talk about recruitment, when you talk about the whole process of screening and selection, these are certain mundane activities, certain routine tasks, which if getting automated, especially with the use of AI, it saves a lot of time and saves a lot of cost also. More than that, it brings in certain objectivity to it, rather than spending more time and having a biased or subjective decision at the end. It is always better that you save on your resources also, and you save on the final objectivity parameters also. So this is what AI does here, or AI facilitates here. So this is what I wanted to give a quick idea into how AI is helping the different domains, especially now the recruitment and the selection process altogether. Thank you for listening to me patiently. We'll come up with more details in the next class. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.